This is the latest development that has once again drawn major attention from the football world toward the Argentina national team. After going through a lengthy process regarding the complaints surrounding the World Cup final, a new development has emerged that is being described as one of the most important stages in the entire case. Public attention is now focused on FIFA and CAS, two bodies that play a major role in determining how the conclusion of this matter will ultimately be resolved. A process that was initially viewed as nothing more than an objection from the Argentine side has now developed into a major discussion involving various parties. The complaint submitted by Argentina did not simply end after it was filed. Instead, it moved into a more serious review stage. Various documents, evidence, and explanations provided by Argentina have become part of a process that must be carefully and thoroughly analyzed. And this is what makes the latest development so interesting. Argentina did not only express disappointment regarding the final result of the match, but they also presented several points that they believe are important to be examined. Every incident that they believe had an impact on the course of the World Cup final was included in the official documents submitted to the relevant authorities. According to the Argentine side, there were several key moments during the match that require further attention. These include decisions made throughout the game, the application of match regulations, the actions of the referee on the field, and various situations that they believe had a major impact on the final outcome of the match. All of these points then became part of the foundation of the complaint they submitted. However, when discussing developments like this, there is one important thing that everyone needs to understand. When it is said that FIFA and CAS are giving serious attention to Argentina's complaint, it does not mean that a decision is immediately made without going through a process. That is not how it works. An international football body cannot make a major decision based solely on the claims of one side. FIFA and CAS must conduct a comprehensive review. They must examine all of the documents that have been submitted, analyze every detail included in the complaint, compare them with the applicable regulations, and ensure that every decision made has a strong foundation. This is why a process like this requires time and cannot be rushed. The decision that will be made does not only concern a single match, but also the credibility of the biggest football competition in the world. The World Cup final is a match watched by millions, even billions, of people around the globe, meaning every decision related to that match will receive extraordinary attention. And now, the latest developments show that this case continues to move toward a more decisive stage. Argentina continues to wait for the outcome of the ongoing process, while FIFA and CAS are evaluating every aspect presented in the complaint. If the investigation ultimately determines that Argentina's arguments have a strong basis, then this would certainly become a major development. Because until now, the debate surrounding the World Cup final has not only taken place among supporters of both teams, but has also become a widespread discussion among football fans around the world. Many people have been questioning what truly happened during that match. Many want to know whether the decisions made throughout the game were in accordance with the rules, or whether there were indeed mistakes that had an impact on the final result. And these are the questions that must now be answered through the official process. Not through public opinion, not through debates on social media, but through an examination carried out by the football authorities that have the proper jurisdiction. If FIFA and CAS ultimately find that there were serious violations that truly affected the course of the match, then they must determine the most appropriate solution. Every decision made must consider international football regulations and the impact it will have on all parties involved. This is what makes the situation so fascinating. There are several possibilities that have been widely discussed. One of the most shocking possibilities is a review of the World Cup final itself. Some parties have even started discussing the possibility of the final being replayed if strong enough reasons are found based on the regulations. In addition, there is also the possibility of an administrative decision or another form of resolution that could be issued by the authorized bodies. However, All of these possibilities still depend on the final results of the investigation being conducted. What is certain is that if the final decision ultimately favors Argentina, it would become a historic moment in world football. This is because it is extremely rare for a World Cup final to return to the center of attention after the tournament has already ended. Normally, once the final is over, the story comes to an end. One team lifts the trophy, players celebrate victory, and others must accept defeat. But this time, the story has developed into something completely different. After the match ended, a new chapter began away from the pitch. A complaint was filed. A review process was launched. Many questions emerged. And now, everyone is waiting to see how FIFA and CAS will deliver their final decision. For the Argentina national team, this process is extremely important because they want to ensure that every objection they have raised receives serious examination. They want every detail included in their documents to be reviewed fairly and according to the applicable rules. They believe that what happened during the final deserves a proper evaluation, not only for Argentina's interests, but also to maintain trust and credibility in the world of football as a whole. Because, in the end, football is not only about who wins and who loses. Football is also about rules, fairness, and ensuring that every match is played under the same standards for all teams. That is why the development of this case is so important. If major mistakes are truly discovered, then the decision that is made will become an example for the future of world football. However, if the investigation shows that the match was conducted according to the rules, then that decision must also be accepted by all parties. At this moment, all eyes are on FIFA and CAS. The football world is waiting for an official answer. Will Argentina's complaint receive the outcome they have been fighting for? Will there be major changes after the final decision is announced? Or will the final result be different from what many people have predicted? No one truly knows the answer until the official decision is released. However, one thing is certain. This case has become one of the most fascinating discussions following a World Cup final. The long journey from a football match to a sports legal process shows that every decision in football can have a massive impact. And if Argentina ultimately receives a decision that aligns with what they have been fighting for, it would become a major story that will continue to be remembered by football fans around the world. Now, I want to hear your opinions. In your view, if the entire investigation proves that Argentina does have a strong basis for its complaint, what would be the fairest decision to make? Should the final match be played again? Should the result of the match be reviewed? Or is there another solution that you believe would be more appropriate? Write your opinions in the comments section, because it is interesting to see how football fans from different countries view this major case. Some believe Argentina deserves justice, while others feel that the result of the match should remain respected. Every opinion, of course, comes from a different perspective. Don't forget to continue following the latest updates about Argentina, FIFA, CAS, and all the news from the world of football. Because this story is still developing, and the final decision could become one of the most historic decisions ever made in football history. See you in the next video, and together we will find out how the long journey of Argentina's complaint will finally come to an end.